Okay. Now it's up to the swords.
Swords? Swords? Oh no! Kay,
What?
I forgot your sword.
Forgot my sword?
I left it back at the inn.
Why, you bumbling little fool. You better get it, or don't you dare come back.
Let me in! Somebody, please, let me in!
It's no use, boy. They've all gone to the tournament.
Oh, what'll I do? Kay's got to have a sword.
Well, look, boy, look. They're in the churchyard.
A sword! Oh, Archimedes, a sword!
You're going to have a time pulling it out. Watch it, boy. Better leave it alone.
But Kay's got to have a sword.
Now, come on, quick. Let's get out of here.
You're up next, son. Better get ready.
Kay, here's a sword.
This is not my sword. Hold on, Kay. Wait a minute. Whoso pulleth out this sword? Oh, it's the sword in the stone.
The sword in the stone? It can't be.
But look, it is.
It's the marvelous sword. Hold everything! Someone's pulled the sword from the stone!
Everybody and fellow nerds, welcome to Parzival 96. I am your host Parzival, and as you can tell from the title of today's video, we are continuing our underrated movie series. And as you can tell from the title, we are doing the movie The Sword in the Stone. Now, I know most of my underrated movies have been Disney movies. I'm going to try to change that once I've done my final underrated movie that is a Disney film. After that, it's going to be a whole bunch of other films that I own or people... or ones that I don't own, but I have seen that are a big part of my childhood that I really want to do an underrated movie video for. So today, for The Sword in the Stone, I know what a lot of you are saying, well, wait a minute, is it really underrated? In my opinion, personally, yes. Even though you can catch it probably a lot on TV, and you could probably... find it at a rental store, even though there's not many rental stores anymore. It's actually kind of hard to find your own copy if you wanted to buy one. You can't just go to a Walmart, and you can't just go to like a Target, or even if some of you still have a Kmart, can't even just go to a Kmart and just go, ooh, Sword in the Stone, there it is, let's go. You have to go to like other stores. Like I found my Sword in the Stone in a vintage stock. And I couldn't even find one in vintage stock here in Oklahoma. I found it all the way in Arkansas. That's how I found mine, and my Sword in the Stone is the 50th anniversary. I was lucky enough to find that. I found a DVD copy, and I took it. And that was sort of the same way it was with me with The Black Cauldron, and that is like the most underrated Disney movie that I know of, or just underrated movie in general, and you can't even find movies for that. And I'm lucky enough to have the 25th or the 15th anniversary edition for that film, so really lucky and really cool about it. But I wanted to give you guys just a little bit of facts. It was released in 1963, so it's one of the older Disney films, which a lot of people should know. And its original theatrical release of the film, they grossed 12 million, and then with rentals they have 4.75 million. And now its lifetime gross of the film is sitting at 22.2 million, but its full number gross is $22,182,353. So it's still, I mean, and this was, I found out this was one of the most successful films in 1963. And the budget of the film, it really doesn't give it that much. I mean, it shows one right here, but I don't know if I want to believe it. It says $3 million was its budget. If so, they made it back that year. So it is a successful Disney movie. But the thing is I don't know why I said is so many times. Sorry, guys. I have trouble with that sometimes. But my problem is if it was so successful, how come it is so hard to find for a person like you, me, or anyone who's just going, I used to know this movie. It was not a full, correct Arthur Legend movie, but it was animation and everything. And some people even know the title off the bat, The Sword and the Stone, and they're just like, how do I find this? How come it's like that? If it's one of the most successful films in 1963, and it's made money, how come there's not that much out there for a person just to go, ooh, I found it, I'm gonna buy it? When like a person like me who's kind of obsessed with that film couldn't even find it in anything in Oklahoma. I was lucky enough to be in Arkansas and found it in Arkansas. So it kind of lets you think, is it actually really a successful film? Because to Disney, that was a successful film, but no one could find, but you can't find it or anything like that. It's like a limited deal. Now I know a lot of you are saying Disney keeps a lot of their classic films in the vault, and then after so many years they re-release it and do that. Yeah, I get that. That's what the 50th anniversary of My Sword and the Stone is. But I'm saying the 50th anniversary is actually still old enough that we actually don't have any Blu-ray copies of Sword and the Stone. We don't have any Blu-ray copies of Black Cauldron, Treasure Planet, any of the older Disney films. Only ones we could that you could probably say has a Blu-ray is most of the princess films and maybe Lion King and a few other, or maybe even Aladdin too. But I'm just the original Aladdin, not the new Aladdin. Yeah, there's going to be a Blu-ray for the new Aladdin. But I'm saying as far as the older films, when you're a person who loves the older films but you can't find them, it's kind of like, why? Because mine, I think mine was sealed and brand new. So someone had it, didn't watch it, didn't open it, and they just didn't do anything with it and sold it. And that's how I got it in Arkansas. And what did I do? I didn't want to keep it in its plastic wrapping because I loved the film. So I ripped it open and I watched it when I came back from Arkansas. It was one of the biggest things one of the biggest things that I did after all the movies that I found and I bought. I watched them. And so, I mean, in my opinion, I would say The Sword and the Stone is an underrated movie. And that's why it is in my top, let's see, Black Cauldron we've already done, Treasure Planet we've already done. Now, Sword and the Stone, yeah, so it's part of my top 5 of underrated movies. Now there's a 4th, and I'm trying to think of what my 5th would be, but there's a lot of films over here that you guys can't see, and there's films you guys have seen in the past. When my room was in a different setup, I would film in front of my bookcase or next to my bookcase. And there's 2 shelves of movies filled, but those are like series, like Marvel, X-Men, James Bond, Lord of the Rings, the Fast and Furious movies, the Aliens, Star Wars. Why is Blade Runner up there? Oh, it's because it's part of the Alien universe. I just need to get Blade Runner 2049. And then I have the Jurassic Park movies. I don't have the most recent Jurassic World movies. Fallen Kingdom. I still haven't even seen that one. But it's one of those things where it's like, this is an underrated movie. It is a successful movie, and most people do know what it is. But in my opinion, since it's so hard to find, and a lot of people usually don't know what you're talking about, I'm saying it's underrated. And for those of you who haven't seen the film, Sword and the Stone is a King Arthur Arthurian legend movie. It is not Arthurian legend correct. The only part that I would say of the film that is Arthurian legend correct is the last little chunk where Arthur pulls the sword from the stone, because his brother, his adopted brother and adopted father, Kincaid, and what's the adopted father's name in this one? I think it's different from the Arthurian legend. Crap. but they're doing the whole night challenge thing so his brother can like win the joust competition, and that's the sword that they have to pull from the stone and everything. That part in the last half, and then how he becomes king, is correct. And now everything in the big major chunk half of the film is about how Merlin's wanting to find the next kid so he can have them be smart and all this. None of that, I believe, is correct as far as all the way everything goes with that. I think there is a point in time where Merlin does teach Arthur as a young boy just a little bit, and then he's just normal back with his adopted father till he's of age, and then becomes king, and then Merlin helps him a bit more, and then the rest of it is a legend. I wouldn't say The Sword and the Stone is my favorite King Arthur movie, but it's one of my favorite Disney movies. My favorite King Arthur movie of all time is Excalibur, and then followed behind the Clive Owen, Keira Knightley King Arthur film, King Arthur, which is what it's called, King Arthur. And then King Arthur Legend of the Sword is actually really good too. I really like that. That's like my top 3 King Arthur films. Right there, and I'm happy I have Excalibur on Blu-ray. I was lucky to find that too. But yeah, I mean, it's a King Arthur story for people who love King Arthur. I grew up loving King Arthur since I was a kid. I used to make fake swords with relatives when I was younger, and I would just go around pretending I was pulling swords from stones, or just pretending I was a knight for King Arthur, or pretending I was King Arthur, whatever, because it was a part of me when I was growing up because of all the books that I would read as a kid too. So King Arthur's a big deal. And then when I saw Sword in the Stone when I was a kid, I really loved it. It was funny. All the cool little magic that was involved with it. It was really nice. It was a good Disney film. One of the better Disney films from the classic era that I think, aside from all the princess films and a couple of the other side films too. I can see how Sword in the Stone was one of the most successful films in 1963. So, everyone, just wanted to do an underrated movie for you. I'm going to do another underrated movie, not today, but at a later date, and that's going to be my final Disney film for an underrated movie, and then the rest of them is going to be just movies here and there, whether it's action, drama, sci-fi, or even superhero. No, I wouldn't do. There's really not a whole lot of underrated superhero movies. At least it's not like a big Marvel or 20th Century Fox, or even DC. It's going to be one of the ones that people's like, huh? It's one of those. It's going to be one of those superhero films where it's like, huh? I didn't even know that was a superhero. And then once you find out the history of it, from me, and so you're like, well, holy crap. Because I'm a big comic person, and a lot of the superhero films that you guys don't know about are big comic books. Or just something that someone created that is a really good, just scratch-built superhero film. But other than that, everybody, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you didn't like the setup I wanted to do today, I just wanted to do a quick video, and you want me back in the filming room, I'll do that for the next video, and then for the next I'll try to do that for the rest of my videos for you guys. But for now, we will continue this, and then the next video you guys should see will be a trailer review for a movie that I have been waiting for a very, very long time. So, just like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified for the next video. Like I said, the next one's going to be a trailer review. And comment down below if you liked this, and tell me what you think of Sword in the Stone, if you've seen it, or if you think it's an underrated movie like I do. And also, again, let me know if you didn't really want me filming in here, you just want me filming in the filming room. Go for it. I just wanted to do a quick video for you guys today so we can be prepared and do everything. But other than that, just stay classy, stay nerdy, and I will see you guys in the next video.